It's true to me. Some of you won't have experienced this, some of you won't have witnessed this, some of you won't have acknowledged any of it. But to others, you'll know exactly what they're saying, mate, and how it works. And that's how the intelligence system works in every city. Every city. Once you think you're getting places, you end up in the top 10, you're gone. Doesn't matter who you are. 2 or 3 years later, mate, there's 7, 8, 9 years all getting roped in on conspiracies, and you get off. And when you're in an interview, they're bringing up from... Do you remember when you were pulled 2 years ago at this time on this date, and there was a smell of cannabis and PC and blah blah pulled you? Do you remember this time when you was pulled and you had £800 in your side pocket? Do you remember this date, this time when you went into cricket in the city centre and spent £1,000 on this suit? Do you remember when you went into that watch shop and bought that watch for 10 grand on this date, on that time, on this date? Over the last 3 years, you have spent in total £55,000, and you can't tell us where you've got it from. Where did you get that from? You can't answer it. You know, you're just going guilty. You're going guilty. You're being nicked on a gang conspiracy. You're going guilty. You're getting double figures, depending how deep in the gang you was. What? To be notorious for a couple of years. It's mad, mate. Mad. You got Sharabella. Oh my God, I bet the interviews did your head writing. No, interviews were like a game. When you're getting back in the day, when you're getting interviewed by the police, it was like a game, because you knew. Early days, you just knew. They're interviewing you, trying to get something to charge you. And that's why, look, you go into an interview, and this is how it works, people. If you go into an interview and give a true account, and they don't believe you, they're going to charge you. Okay? So you get arrested for whatever. You go in, you think the best thing to do is be truthful. Yeah, I've done this, I had to do this because of this. You know, they're going to charge you and put you in custody. But if you go in and go, no comment, more than likely they're not going to be able to charge you and put you in custody because they've got caught. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And normally, with most cases, in the first 24 hours, because that's all they've got, depending on the level of crime, they've only got 24 hours to interview you. So they haven't really had time to gather the evidence they need to produce to you in the interview. They give you a little bit of disclosure, but it's not evidence. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you've done this offence, they've got to interview within 24 hours. They haven't gathered the information. The only they can get is coming from your mouth. You go into an interview and you start telling them the truth. You might have done wrong, but you might have had to defend yourself and hit them back or whatever. You tell them the truth, you'll be charged with assault. Charged up if you've got previous in custody. If you go no comment, they've got nothing, and you'll get a 47.3 bail to come back. And then when you come back, they'll have more disclosure, more evidence to put to you, and then you can decide what you do next. And that's why what lads do when their door goes in, they automatically think. Now, if your door goes in by anti-terrorism unit or NCA or Titan, if they're taking your doors off, you can guarantee they've got enough evidence to get you prosecuted and jailed, right? It's the only time they come. If you've got normal, your OSD, your drug squad, your major investigation team, all these little irrelevant coppers from by yours, if they're taking your door off, they're taking your door off as part of an investigation. When NCA come in, they're taking your door off to charge you at the police station. Do you understand what I'm saying? Them other coppers are taking you in to question you about an investigation. And that's why when you go in on that sort of offence, you go no comment. And that's why your legal defence team automatically say to you, no comment interview. Because they know this is probably the only time you're going to get bail in this process. If you go no comment, you're going to get a 47.3 bail. If you start being open and honest about what's gone on, you're charged. So just be careful, huh? Obviously, just don't commit crime so you're not dragged into police stations, putting yourself in such a stressful situation, mentally and physically. You know, just avoid it at all. Avoid it, and then there's no cost, is there? It's not avoid it at all costs. It's avoid it and you'll have no cost. I wondered what the point was, says Tegrity. Did you not get the point, lad? No? 420 Tegrity. Come off the weed for a month or something like that. You're probably OD'd on it. Got Joey saying, oh, have a careful alibi. Alibis don't stand up no more, mate. That's a farce, that, lad. You can't have fake alibis in court processes no more. It doesn't happen, doesn't stand no more, mate. If you've got a genuine, real alibi to put you at a scene which is miles away from the crime, it'll stand, mate. But you know, when you invent some alibi and try and produce this alibi in court, it just fuck, mate. They just pop up with something and go, well, you couldn't have been there. Look, we did it, and you're arguing till you're blue in the face. I was. Well, you couldn't have. Look. There's just no possible way unless you're a time traveller. It's phone evidence and CCTV nowadays. You think that, don't you? Obviously, they're using phone evidence because the criminals are daft. Why? Because they're using phones. They're the first things we got when we were grafting, mate. Within a year of us grafting, we did not use mobile phones. Didn't have to. Yes, Gaz Pie, Missy, and ring doorbell. It's everything, mate. You've only got, don't you? You have been, I don't know how many of you have been, but you have been in a room where people just talk. People just talk, like. If people didn't talk, it'd be boring, wouldn't it? People worried about a boo or bugs. We all carry a bug in our pocket, spying on us. You're right, Matt. You are the bug. That's where you need to look at it. You are the bug. Missy says I know all about it. What do you know all about, lad? I'm just sunbathing this afternoon and get what you say. Sop off on the grass, shebang, shebang, shaboof. See if I can listen or two. People worried about? Let them worry, lad. Let them worry. No, Matty. I didn't, lad, no. Speak to me, people. It's going dead. Yes, Leanne. As I say, people, I'll be off this. When I go off here now, I won't be back on here. I'll be on the other platform. Darren Gee's live feed. Grey skies in Ireland, says Nolan. Boss here are very sunny, blue skies. It was like that yesterday as well. But around 4 and 5 o'clock this afternoon in Birmingham, you're talking 22. And what you do with that 22, do you triple it or quadruple it? So I think you had 22 3 times. So basically they're saying it's around 80 degrees this afternoon. Dad is saying Dahlia. Leanne says, what platform is your other account on, Dad? On TikTok? Just another TikTok channel. Double and add half. Alright, so you double it, so it's around 50 then, innit? 50, 60. That's alright, mate, compared to what we've been used to. I'm already a little bit brown off yesterday. He was only out there. I've got that skin that just goes brown dead fast. Very vascular, aren't they? Double and add 30, someone else is saying. Yes, Tony, Davy Boy, Lollipop. Hope you're all good. Sam Brown saying jail pale. No, mate, it's just white. It's what white people look like, lad. Why are you being racist? Waves of wisdom. Darren, what diamonds are the best? Yellow ones, aren't they? Canary diamonds, are they? I'm not sure, you know, fella. I just remember having a big yellow diamond like that years ago. Canary diamond. I think it was a canary diamond. Darren for Prime Minister, says Judy. No chance.